We're here on Wet'suwet'en territory, Cassia House territory, near an ancient camping site, near an ancient trail that our ancestors walked along the Wedzin Kwa. What we have here behind us is a traditional structure of a pit house, and it's in the style of what our sweat lodges used to look like when we would go into ceremony. And we're preparing for ceremony right now because our headwaters of our sacred river, Wedzin Kwa, are at risk of being drilled underneath for the coastal Gaslink pipeline. This is the headwaters of all of the river systems that go down to the coast. This is the headwaters, the sacred headwaters, where our people have come to hunt, to fish, where the salmon come to spawn, that feed all of our people. It's so important because it's one of the last places where you can drink water right out of the river. It's one of the last places in the world that we can safely do that. That provides absolutely everything that we need to live. And we cannot afford to lose that ability right now, in this time in our history, when climate crisis is changing everything so dramatically. We have to protect ourselves. We have to protect what we have at all costs. We homeschool our kids. We try to raise our kids as close to their ancestral traditions as we possibly can. We live in a colonized world, and we know that everything in the world is trying to make them not indigenous. Everything in the world is trying to assimilate our children. It's important to me that they know these places intimately, that they walk these trails, that they know how to get here, that they know that we come here. And for Winnie, for my youngest, that she knows the smell of a smokehouse, that she knows the taste of dried moose meat, that she knows the taste of Wedzin Kwa water. We've seen that RCMP have come into the smokehouse area heavily armed. And this is a sacred site where we prepare our foods. These foods nourish us. They're part of us and who we are. They're part of our bodies. They're part of our DNA because they've been on these territories forever. Their ancestors have been on these territories forever, feeding our ancestors. Coastal Gaslink looks at this place as a construction zone, as a construction site. They put up their ribbons and they say that it's restricted access, restricted area, that these are their right of way. These are sacred spaces to the Wet'suwet'en. They can't come in here and make that their jurisdiction. They can't come in here and make that their property, that they have ownership over this place to do with what they want, to destroy it. The Wet'suwet'en hereditary chiefs have full jurisdiction here. Was has full jurisdiction on these lands. This is our law. This is Wet'suwet'en law. And we take it very seriously, and we will uphold it forever. So many people got up and fought and stood with us this past February. So many people stood up and continue to support us because they know what we're fighting for. Some of these other nations, some of our allies, they don't have the ability to walk their ancient trails. Some nations don't have the ability to go out and hunt like we do. We are privileged to be living a Wet'suwet'en lifestyle. And we're struggling and fighting for our lives to be able to hold on to it. Now is a critical time to push harder, to keep fighting, because not just this project, but this industry as a whole, they want to win. They want to win to show the world that this is going to be the status quo. And if we don't stand up to that, then who is going to? Who is going to save us from this climate crisis? We have to. We all have to. You have to.
Yeah.